My name is James Ville. I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana. My family moved to Macomb, Mississippi after Hurricane Katrina in 2005. I mean, growing up, I was a pretty regular kid. Like I liked video games, action figures, toys. I watched tons of TV, things like that, until eventually I joined the marching band and I joined the drum line. I auditioned for drum line and I marched drum line all throughout high school. I found FXE through Coach Tom in there, Tom Latimer.
Hey guys, I guess we're here to talk about James a little bit. James comes to us, I believe, from here and right outside of Nashville. And he's been with us now for probably 6 or 7 months, I believe. And James is absolutely someone spectacular. Big guy, kind of like 6'2", probably about maybe 245, maybe 250, very lean. Very, very, very athletic for a big guy.
He really captures your attention. The guy's got the look, he's got the size, the way he moves in the ring for a guy his size, he reminds me a lot of Billy Gunn.
He's got a great look. The guy, I'm growing out my hair now, and he's already got hair that I wish that I could have. He's a bit of a dark horse. He's quite quiet, James, even though he's a big, sort of brooding looking, scary gentleman.
All right, guys. I beat the hell out of Michael, so I'm winning. You don't get a lot from me. Peace.
He's out there clapping along for, even the newest of the new guys. He's shouting encouragements. And when you get in the ring with him, he is incredibly safe, and he knows what he's doing in there.
All right, so James is he's an interesting character because when you first, admittedly, the first time I saw him, he scared the hell out of me. Is this just big, muscular dude? Looks like he can throw you halfway across the room, and can, but as soon as you start talking to him, he flashes that smile and is like, oh, okay, yeah, we're friends now. Cool. And then he gets in the ring and he throws you halfway across the room. So James is he's a walking paradox.
Me and my fiance, we currently live in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and we've been together for 10 years. We met in high school. She was in the marching band as well. And yeah, we've been together 10 years. We've been engaged for 2, and we'll be getting married this October. And she's been with me this entire journey, and she's been there this entire time. She's seen me fall, she's seen me broken, she's seen me get back up, and I really can't be more grateful to have somebody like that in my life.
He just looks huge. He looks ginormous. When he's running, when he's doing everything he's got to be able to do in there too, he moves. The guy's as big as a house, but he moves like lightning. He's fast, he's quick, but he's silent. It is crazy to see a big guy like that. Like I said, you don't really see big guys nowadays that can move and be that good and that fluent that he is. But the thing that's fun about James too is, man, he's a comedian. He likes to pick on other people, and when other people are getting picked on, man, he has a blast doing what he does. And I think once again, James is going to be one of those guys that's going to be able in the future set a trend for other bigger guys that are doing what they do. And I know for a fact that James is going to be somebody that's definitely going to catch a lot of people's eyes after this episode airs.
Like I said before, just based on his size and his look and the way he can move, I see big things for James.
So, Steve, what are we doing?
Arm drag practice.
How's it going?
It went great for me. I can't talk for everybody else.
In the ring, he hits hard, he goes hard. Again, someone that I think has come from having some experience in other places. Very excited for us all to be able to get our hands on him. He's definitely, again, another one to watch. I mean, they're all going to be ones to watch. They're just in their own unique ways.
And we all love supporting just everybody here.
Did you just ask me how my day's going? Who said you could talk? No, please, I'm a child. No!
And I think James is the paragon of that. He is the most supportive guy that I've met.
He's such a delight to have in the academy, but he's also just so much fun to watch in the ring.
I'm a few weeks into high school, a few weeks before my 14th birthday, and my dad dies. And I have no idea what to do with that. I have never felt an impact like that before. My dad he was actually the wrestling watcher. When I got into it, it just became a complete game changer for my parents because now they had a kid who is completely infatuated with wrestling and the WWE and things like that. And I want to do all the moves. I want to be all the characters, and it's all dangerous stuff. And I'm giving my mom hell till this day because I'm doing it like for real now.
James doing stuff live, in the ring, working on spots, so forth and so on. And they all said the same thing. Wow, that guy can move. We really want to pay attention to that guy coming in the future. And I'm like, yeah, you really do. And, he's he's a big dude. He's kind of a mammoth in a sense, but once again, he's kind of that gentle guy. He just has such a great demeanor to him, all about business, so any locker room that gets him at any point in time that's on a pro level, like any kind of TV show that he's with, they're definitely getting a gift with him because he's nothing about just the business and wanting to make a good name for himself. And that right then and there is something that every locker room should have. So
when James is moving in the ring, I am just in awe at how big he is and how he can move like that. So the guy's an incredible athlete.
How's it going?
It's going well. I think these two are killing it right now. So.
And for me, I like watching wrestlers that look like wrestlers, but look like they can kick someone's ass. And James is that. He's a guy that looks like he can kick some ass.
What I'm really looking forward to is getting into his head and teaching him how, when it's time to turn it up to 11, he will be one scary monster. And that's what, I mean, just the way he is now grabs your attention. But I look forward to seeing him, what kind of attention he's going to grab when he turns it up to 11.
Because I think James is going to be somebody that is going to open a lot of eyes.
Put him in there with James, and he'll make you look like $1 million, and he'll also make you have fun while you're doing it.
Nice. Excuse me. What are you looking at?
Potential. What do you want?
Okay. Sorry. And who are you? What's your name? I'm Rory with FXE. It's good to meet you.
Cool.
Hey, how you doing? My name's Eli Perez. I grew up in Bridgewater, New Jersey. I found FXE through the dark web. Actually, I found it through Reddit. I was in the search for a professional wrestling school, and out of my luck, I happened to find a pro wrestling forum, and somebody who I still don't know to this day posted about a professional wrestling school out of Henderson, Tennessee, which happened to be FXE. Pulled up the number, said, hey, why not? Gave AJ a call. He told me to come on by, see the school, check it out, see what they got to offer. Signed up that day. Been hitting the ring since that day and don't have a single regret.
Eli is definitely a different kind of guy. He is extremely intense. Would probably be one of the best words I could use. He comes from a military background. Was a cop. Eli, when he's here, is nothing but piss and vinegar. The guy's on fire 24/7. I mean, he comes in the door raging, "Come on, let's get it done today." To, come on, you got this. I mean, he gets behind everybody just like he would expect them to get behind him on everything. Um, Definitely a pleasure to have here. Um, Once again, had a little bit of experience before he came here, but now he's polishing everything up and putting it all together. But then, in a way, he's also being retaught from the ground up because he likes how we were showing things and how Jerry, myself, and Tom and Jake were bringing different elements to the table. Camille was working with him a little bit too on certain things, kind of brushing up a few things. The guy's got an amazing future.
Eli, I can tell he really wants it. I mean, and I think because of his military background, he's very disciplined. And, we have him the way I was trained. You ran through drills over and over and over. And you think, oh, again, you think it's becoming monotonous. But we do it for a reason. We do it so it becomes second nature. You don't even have to think about it.
Eli, he's I'm familiar with Eli, but I'm not overly familiar with him. I think he comes from he's done a bit of wrestling training in the past. I believe he came in here and he seemed to know a few bits and can move around the ring better than someone that had never been in a ring before. So, I presume that he has had a bit of prior training. But he's definitely a guy that just like everyone is here to grow, here to learn. He's hungry, he's excited, he wants to be part of the process, he wants to get better.
He goes full throated with every move. Each and every night he's out there, giving it his all, and even on smaller spots, he'll still snap like he's in front of 10,000 people.
Eli and I started right about the same time, end of April, beginning of May. And so it's been kind of cool for me to see, his growth alongside the growth of the school in general. When he started, he was enthusiastic. He'd never been in a ring before, but he was really excited to be here.
I grew up in a little town called Grecia, located in Central America in Costa Rica. For my early childhood, I grew up there until the age of 6 years old, where me and my family packed our bags and moved over to the great state of New Jersey. I would go on to grow up in Jersey all the way up until the year 2017, where I would enlist in the U.S. Army as a military police soldier. I did my time. I was a paratrooper. I was in a number of airborne operations and did some pretty cool overall training. But we're not here to talk about that. Professional wrestling was strictly prohibited in my household.
My ears straight to the fields, okay? I cry in the car every night on my way home.
Got more energy and more passion and more excitement about this stuff than anyone I've ever met. He listens, tells everyone to shut up if you can't hear. He really is one of those guys that, in the future, once he gets it, man, he's going to be an absolute delight to work with. He's once again one of those guys that just, and every single guy we got coming through here, and we're not just saying it just because they're just FXE guys. Everybody has such a passion for what they do and why they're here. It's hard to not, feel that from these guys. And Eli's one of those guys that gets behind everybody. He's like Mr. the cheer guy, when the other guys are in the ring and they're having a hard time getting something, he's behind them 100% screaming, you got it, come on. And he doesn't let them fail. Just like when he's in the ring, it's the same thing.
He's always one of the the lead cheerleaders, screaming at guys to get just to get them motivated. I don't know if it's the military in him or what, but yeah, Eli's a great motivator, and he's come a long way in whatever 5 months he's been here. from having never wrestled a match to hanging with the big boys now.
And even though we're doing these drills over and over, he gives it his all every time with intensity.
He always attacks the mat. He always tries to get the perfect form, and it shows. I mean, he asks for feedback. He's very studious. He's one of our students who hasn't had a lot of in-ring experience prior to coming, and which is great. And of course, we want that. But I feel like with him, what I'm seeing is someone who understands that about himself and wants to put it all out there and wants to get the most out of his time here that he can every night in and night out. So he's always approaching the coaches, he's approaching the creative staff.
My family was completely against pro wrestling. They thought it was vulgar and violent. Ironically enough, one day I was clicking through the channels in 2011 and I stumbled across Monday Night Raw. It was John Cena versus Randy Orton. After watching it for a few weeks, I told my cousin, I was like, hey man, why don't we try to be professional wrestlers? And at first it was kind of crazy. He was like, man, look at us, we're shrimps. We can't do it. But we ended up saying, you know what, we're going to shoot our shot. We ended up going to a wrestling school, which night and day difference to FXE. I mean, at surface area, the school seemed credible, but it was anything but. And to my dismay, I walked away from professional wrestling, which is still one of the biggest regrets I have. Luckily, fast forward 2022, like I said, I'm searching through the web and I found FXE, and I have not regretted my decision to come here ever since. Professional wrestling, amongst other things, have become a core element of my character.
With that being said, I think you guys all know where this is kind of going. Eli is a person here that you want to definitely pay attention to in the future. So we'll have him doing a lot more things in a lot more of the episodes as well. So make sure you guys stay tuned and you watch what he's doing, because it's going to be absolutely phenomenal.
I do think that he has maybe a slight fear of the camera, and I'm sure in time he'll get over that. The more time the camera is shoved in your face, you've got no choice but to sort of get used to the red light and being on, So I've got all the faith in the world that with him sticking it through, hitting it hard at the FXE Academy, he'll be a great talent one day.
He's another one who's got some real possibilities. One thing I really noticed about him is he knows when to accelerate and when to slow it down. And that's what a lot of it is. When you're executing a move, it's the acceleration. And when you accelerate with that kind of intensity that Eli does, that's what makes him believe it and feel it.
In that competitive spirit, that's what drives him. He doesn't want to. He wants to be the best. Don't they all? Don't we all? But every time they're in a drill, he wants to be the first guy to his feet before everybody else, or he wants to be the first one back in the building after they run a lap outside. He wants to be the first guy down on his back, ready to do crunches. When they're running their morning drills.
Yeah, Eli's another guy that is. I think he's going to impress a lot of people, especially once he gets some more character work down and can combine that with what he's already doing in the ring. I think it could be something special.
Pretty funny. But the one thing that's unique about Eli, and when I say unique, I mean unique, is he has this thing about showing up to work out with all the rest of the guys in booty shorts. I don't know why. His shorts are tighter than Camille's, which are pretty tight. Ladies and gentlemen, and a few words from our lovely one and only Here's Steven.
Watch. I'm sure you'll see it in some foot. He's got these booty shorts that he has, and it's just